Hello everyone and welcome down to episode 178 of the Down South Photo Show with me, Brendan Waits, here in Ocean Grove, Victoria, Australia, and the guy on your other screen or in your other ear if you're listening to the podcast. It's welcome back to Mr. Cam Blake in Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. Hello, Cameron.
Hello, Mr. Waits. How are you on this fine evening?
Fine, thank you.
That's good.
Very fine. Very fine.
Very fine. Yeah. Is it pouring down rain like it's pouring down rain here?
No, we had a wettish day. It's very spring-like at the moment here where we are.
Right.
We're getting the four seasons in one day, where you get the wind come up and then the rain comes and the sun comes out and it's actually warm, and then another shower comes across and then it's could be anything. Yeah,
we've got wind here today. The wind's been howling down the mountains behind us, and the whole house, all the windows have been shaking, and the nightmare.
Right. Okay.
So,
well. Yeah. Hopefully that sorts itself out because, what's it matter? You're out of here. You're not even going to be there. So
I'm out of here. Yeah, I'll be out of here soon. I've just noticed you've had a shave. You cleaned up a bit.
Well, I got some feedback
from Sally, or
not from anyone on this channel, but
really?
It was time from my kids.
I was going to say, was it a family member? Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, mine's growing out a bit too, but yours is getting there as well. But
no, it was getting silly. It was getting in the way. It's a problem when eating. In the way of life.
When you're picking lunch out 3 hours later from your beard.
Not good. Thank you to everyone who has liked, followed, and subscribed along to this show. Hit that big subscribe button below down there on the YouTube, or head over to dsps.com.au and check out everything that's going on over there. Cameron, you've had a bit of time on another Cam Blake photography workshop / tour. Where have you been?
This week just gone, I've been on the little island of Flinders, which is in Bass Strait. Did you know Flinders Island is in Bass Strait on one side, but on the other side it's the South Pacific Ocean? I never realised. So
you're telling me the border of Bass Strait is officially right through the middle of Flinders Island?
Well, I think so, but I thought the Tasman Sea was out that way as well, so that must be a bit further down. Anyway, I don't know how or what, but on the map, I'm like, we're actually in the South Pacific, which sort of sounds like we should be in Fiji or something. But
sounds a bit odd,
it does sound a bit odd. But we're on Flinders Island. This is one of the Australian Geographic workshops. The first one we did there, we had 8 guests. Your magic number that you love of guests.
And so guests.
Do you. Yeah, you love them. Give me more.
Make it 10 next time.
Make it 10. 8 guests. We stayed at the beautiful Mountain Seas, where Mel, who's the new manager or occupier of the accommodation, amazing chef, had some great food. So shout out to Mel. That was really good. But yeah, we're good. The first 2 days were really, really windy. We had lots of wind. It's the first time in a while I've driven a minibus at right angles to go straight. It was a bit yuck.
Precarious.
A little bit, yeah. But it was good. We had some good weather by the end of it. Saw lots of animals. Got some really great sort of coastal scenes. A couple of mountain shots as well. There's a big Mount Strzelecki on the island too, which makes a great little backdrop for lots of shots. So yeah, we had a good time. We got back Friday last week, and yeah, it was good. We had half the group was interesting. Half the group came from Essendon Airport and flew in, and the other half of the group came from Launceston and flew in. So we sort of had a double start, really. We got there a couple of hours earlier than the other guys and went back to the airport, if you can call it that. It's a strip with a shed, pretty much. But yeah, it was good. We had good times, and we're going there again twice next year. So look out.
Did the two airport thing, did that cause a bit of a division? Like, was there the Essendon Airport crew and the
not overly. What worked well was the Essendon crew. So on my flight was David. David Richardson, lovely David. There was Cheryl, myself, and Tim, who was one of the customers here from Burnie. Shout out to Tim. We came from there, and then the 6 of the others came down from Essendon. So the 6 from Essendon had already known each other on the flight. So, like, I knew David and I knew Cheryl. I just met Tim. So they got off the plane from Essendon. They were sort of best buddies already. So it actually worked well, where there was, I guess, less of the introduction and more of just getting straight into it. So, it seemed to work. Next year will be a similar thing, I imagine. people coming. But we had people from Queensland, people from New South Wales. We had the Jauncey sisters from Bega, apparently world famous in Bega. Kay and oh my god, I forgot the other person's name. That's terrible. Anyway, the Jauncey sisters. The name will come to me. So yeah, they had a great time.
It'll come back to you in the next half an hour while we're recording. It will come back to
It'll probably come back to me in the next minute because I sent them all an email today. So you think
well, you can go looking for that. Cool.
Yeah.
What kind of so I'm always interested in this sort of stuff. What kind of spread of camera brands do we have this time around, Cam?
Well, we had 3 or 4 Canons. We had a few Olympuses, and Fuji. And that was
cool.
it. We had no Nikon, no Sony. Did we have a Sony? We might have had a Sony as well. But so we had no Sony. So it was all Olympus, Canon, and a Fuji. Yeah.
All mirrorless?
No, we had some of them were DSLRs.
Yep.
And then the rest were mirrorless. So a couple of the Canons were DSLRs, which it's funny now, like it's almost old technology now, isn't it? Like you pick up a DSLR and when you look through the viewfinder and just see the real thing,
yes,
it's a shock to the system a bit. You got to think, hang on a sec, why can't I see all the things I normally see?
Yeah,
in there. So yeah, it was a good mix of cameras. Yeah, and it was one of those things where the Canon people sort of helped out the Canon people, and everyone else sort of helped out everyone else. And by the end of it, we all sort of knew what every camera did and what didn't do. So
yeah. One. Let's go off on a tangent because that's what we do here on the Down South Photo Show. One of the biggest revolutions in photography, well, mirrorless aside, the actual mirrorless itself aside, but one of the biggest benefits of mirrorless is the fact that you get the live preview from, you can see your exposure settings live. That's huge. But interestingly enough, this weekend I am doing a flash workshop with Mr. Lavender on Saturday in Melbourne, Australia. So he's a fan of the show. And he sent out an email last night telling everyone, please, if you are shooting mirrorless, go into your settings, find where it is now, how to turn off live preview.
Yeah, go back to the old optical viewfinder, the OVF.
That's right. Which I found pretty easily. I guess it's not that difficult to find, but
on a Nikon,
I actually found it. Because the reason for that is because when you're shooting with flash, my understanding, and I haven't done the workshop yet, but I'm pretty sure this is why, is because when you are shooting with flash, you basically want to start with black. So you want your exposure to be black. So then the flash fills in that dark area. I'm guessing that's what it's for. So that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
How do you focus if it's all black?
I know, it's going to be interesting. I'm guessing that's why they invented modeling lights.
I had a similar thing today. We had a huntsman or a spider in the kitchen. Now, usually if I have a big spider in the kitchen, usually the fly spray comes out and you waste a whole can on it. But I didn't because I am getting better at insects and things like that. So I got on the chair, took a leaf out of young Cheryl's book, who has done this many times in front of me, on a chair, grab a glass, put the spider into the glass and put a little thing over the top, take it outside and let it loose. So we did that. But what it did, Lisa was there, not going nowhere near it. And I put it outside and then I'm like, oh, macro, I could go get my macro lens. So I ran down here, grabbed my macro lens, grabbed my flash, grabbed my diffuser, got back up there. And I had to do the exact same thing. I had to put it into the OVF, or the optical viewfinder setting of my mirrorless camera, because otherwise it is just black through the viewfinder because your settings are shut down for the flash, not for the ambient light. So I did that, and then it's just a natural light lighting up your viewfinder like ordinary old cameras did, and got the results. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how it goes with Glyn's. That's studio flash work? So it's not that natural light?
No, it's both. The majority will be studio stuff, and then he did in the email say we go outdoors, so that means using the mix of natural light and some handheld flash stuff as well, which is it's gonna be cool. I mean, I've dabbled a tiny bit in flash, but I'm a bit of a newbie when it comes to Flash. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be cool. It's going to be at he runs them at Blonde Robots headquarters in Prestonia. So
all right,
yeah,
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's where I'll be heading to check that out. And sadly, it's also where I have to drop my 2 Tamron lenses back. That my time is up with those Tamron lenses now. So
they wouldn't give you an extension?
I've 3.
3 extensions.
Yeah, I kept it on. I've got this coming up, and then they said, "Oh, you can mail them back." And I'm like, "Okay, where do I send them to?" And they said, "Oh, this place in Preston." I said, "Guess where I am on Saturday?" So I get them for another few days yet, and then it's over.
That reminds me of that. That reminds me of that joke about the country in Western, but I won't tell that one.
That's where he's from. Shall we have a look at your photo of the week, Cameron?
Yes, we can have a look at the photo of the week. What I've just done, because we do everything on the fly here, we didn't have an image up there to critique. So I put up one. We've got one that we can critique if we want to do that as well as an option.
We can. We'll do that tonight.
As we said we'd do it, and then we're not doing it. Oh, that's my shot.
That is your shot.
Any guesses where this might be?
I'm going to look. It could be Flinders Island, but I don't want to preempt anything.
It's Flinders Island. Well done. So this is a giant rock. Do you want to have it? You probably can see what it's called on the screen, but it makes no sense as to why it's called that. This is called.
I can see it's called L1001357.
Right. Okay. so this is called Castle Rock. To me, it should be Split Rock or Muppet Rock or something like that. I don't know, but Castle Rock, I'm not too sure why, but it's good. It's a lovely spot. This is one of the hard things about doing workshops, that people think that we just fluke when we don't normally just fluke it. But we had such strong winds. We had 120k gusts of wind on the island on the first couple of nights. So this coastline here is due west, facing west. So all those first 2 evenings were just out of the question going here on this coastline. So we waited until later in the trip to get that, and we got some beautiful light on this rock right at the end of the day. Some beautiful sand ripples. Usually the tide's in a bit, you get that little ripple bit full of reflections of the rock. But we had a few of us down that area. There's also a bit more of a higher spot where people who weren't too comfortable walking down the rocks could be. So they got a bit of a higher viewpoint of this rock as well. But yeah, lovely evening. We had this little slither of light right at the very end. This is probably 2 minutes before the sunset, with that light just hitting it, came underneath a line of clouds, and away we went. But yeah, it's a cool spot. It's very Wilson's Promontory / East Coast of Tasmania, Bay of Fires type of thing. There's lots of lichens and granite rocks and things. So, but it's a beautiful spot, and it's an easy one to shoot this because it's always looking good in any weather. It looks nice. So yeah,
cool spot. So when you go to Flinders, I mean, you've been there plenty of times, so you know the spots to go to when it's blowing an absolute gale. So did it sort of affect your itinerary too much, that weather?
Yeah, we had to we pretty much changed everything around. So the first 2 days we spent trying to spend as much time as we could on the east side of the island, just to try and get away from any wind, and that helped a bit. There were some spots of the island were actually really quite protected, so that worked well. But then we sort of run out of places, so we had to deal with a bit of the wind. But for these hero spots where this is like one of the hero shots of Flinders Island, we sort of looked at the weather and really planned to get there on the best evening we could. So we sort of we shuffle things. It's like a chessboard. You move all the spots around that work at the best they can for what weather you're getting, and with any luck. What was happening though towards the end of the trip, Cheryl had never been there before either, but she's like, "Oh, so where are we going tomorrow?" I'm like, "Well, what we've done now, we've almost created a bit of a rod for our own back, because what we couldn't do in the first couple of days, we're now got to try and squeeze into the last few things." So sunrise and sunsets became really critical as to where we went to get these great shots. Otherwise, we've all would have been walking off the island with some sort of okay shots, but none of these really lovely light shots. So yeah, you're always thinking it's a little bit stressful when you're running out of days and you've got lots of locations left.
Yeah.
But it worked, and with a bit of experience, we were able to get where we wanted to when we wanted to.
Of course, that's what it's all about, having the experience to know where the spots are. Question without notice: how tall is that rock?
That rock. So, to give you an idea, that little rock that's next to it down the bottom right-hand side, right next to it.
Yep.
Would be probably twice as tall as me. It's pretty big.
It's decent.
It'd be I reckon it's probably a good 20, 30 meters high.
That's a ripper.
And I'm only a meter two, so
either way, you wouldn't want it to fall on you. So that's cool, man.
No, but
nice.
I like the split in the middle of it. Like, how does that not slide off, or how did that happen, or did it roll there then split? Like, it's a really interesting geology on the island. So
it is
definitely worth having a look at.
It was like the Remarkable Rocks, wasn't it?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
At Kangaroo Island, like we got there and we were looking at them and going, "Oh, that's so cool." But then I think it was the next day or the day after we went back to Admiral's Arch and we're looking back at those rocks. It was only then the penny dropped for me. It was like, how? What?
Yeah.
How is that there?
It was like it was an egg that got smashed, wasn't it? And all the shell bits are left over. Funnily enough, that's also granite as well. So granite obviously has an erosion factor to it, and maybe it's a bit more. It's not maybe one of the strongest rocks going around. So
it's definitely got to do with the weather, doesn't it? So
for sure.
The processes that grind it down over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Would you like to see?
What have you got to share?
It's funny you should say that, because I was at the shop. What day is it? Tuesday. We're recording this on a Tuesday. We don't normally record on Tuesday, but here we are. And printing a lot today, had a lot on. And then we're at that time of the year now where I can close the shop at 5 where I am, and the sun sets about 6:15. So it's great. I get that little window of opportunity to go somewhere. And today, as we already mentioned, it was quite a stormy sort of day. And we always say on the show that if you get a stormy, rainy day, if you can, get out for the sunset, because chances are you're going to get some drama, breaks in clouds and that sort of stuff. So I did. I jumped in the van and went down to beautiful Barwon Heads, which is just a magnificent part of the world to go to. And got cracking, got that sort of thing there. That was so this photo is literally 90 minutes old, maybe 2 hours old. So shot on so this will be one of the last shots I do with that Tamron 16-30, unless I bloody buy one, which I probably will.
I really think you should.
Yeah, I probably should. Now, we talk a lot about preparation, don't we, Cam? And
lack thereof.
Having all your gear with you and double checking that and making sure you've got everything that you need. Also checking all the settings on your camera as well. This is, if anyone ever need any proof that we can get it wrong just as much as anyone else can. So I got down there and I wanted to get a shot like this. It was a nice waves breaking. So of course, I'm suck off some long exposure stuff. No worries. I'll just chuck my neutral density filter on. No, I won't. Sitting on the bench at the shop as I was getting my gear. As I was getting my gear ready, I was going through, going, right, I'll need that. And then left it, got distracted, served a customer or something, and then didn't put it back in. So that was mistake number one. Mistake number two is you are looking at a JPEG.
So you didn't put it in RAW?
No. So, it was, and I'm happy to own up to that.
Do you think you rush a bit when you're doing your photography?
I think what it was, because I'm still operating on a relatively new camera, something happened the other day. I think it was when I was doing that instructional piece I did on last week's podcast, which we'll talk about in a sec. I'd changed something and couldn't for the life of me get it back to where it was. Now, what was it? Oh, that's right. I was trying to get it. I was in manual. I was just trying to get my exposure down below 1/60th of a second, and it wouldn't let me.
Yep.
There's this mode in the Nikon where it won't drop below 1/60th of a second on purpose. It's sort of like it just means you won't.
ISO?
No, it's not auto ISO. I thought it was too, but it's like a range that you can set your shutter speed to. 1/60th like being the lowest. Yeah, a limiter.
Yep.
It was a limiter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, when you're trying to get the shot and the light's there, what do? You do a reset on the camera. So I did a reset. And of course, resetting back to factory default doesn't select RAW. Did you know that? It just puts your camera in JPEG.
Right. See, I've noticed you do that a couple of times where you say, "I'll just reset the whole camera." I never reset my whole camera because, if I do that, all the dials are back to front, buttons.
Yeah, you're going to forget what you did. Yeah.
It'd be like I'll be going from the very start again. So
yeah, I mean, if you're really under the pump and you do the reset, just remember to just do a couple of basics. Anyway, look, it's fine. I mean, it's actually still, even in JPEG, it's still pretty sharp image. So it worked, whatever, that's fine. But just a little lesson. And then while I was hanging around there, actually just before that, I went up next to the bridges and got that shot there. There was all these guys on surf skis coming through, a little bit of rim light there. So
the rim light wombat paddling a canoe.
Yeah, similar. That's right.
It is similar, I like the light on the bridge too. That's cool.
Yeah, a little bit of light on the bridge, but also what the light was doing was lighting up the spray coming off the paddle.
Yes.
So it made for a pretty cool sort of actiony shot. So I sort of wandered between the river mouth and the bridge while I was waiting for the light. And the light it was okay. So, then I got that one. But then after that, I started playing around. And this is at 500 mil maximum zoom, a 5-second exposure. And I love what it does to the base of these beacons. I mean, have a look. It looks like they've been sort of cut and pasted in there.
It does look very photoshopped.
It doesn't it? Yeah. And it's basically
AI. Yeah. Insert boys.
Yeah, that's right. It does look very photoshopped, but it's the natural effect of just big zoom pointing it at those, whatever they're called. What are they called? Channel markers, I guess. And just doing a 5-second exposure. I really enjoy doing long exposure stuff at big zoom because I think it almost clashes. So you get results like this sometimes. So and the cool thing was the red one at the back, that's got a little cormorant sitting on top of it as well, which I didn't even notice.
I saw that. There's a bird
shot. So
that's not photoshopped either?
No, that's not AI.
Oh, right.
I leave that to other photographers in this area. Did I say that? Sorry.
In this area. As in this immediate area?
No, I didn't say that.
No. Okay, good. It's very cool. I like the color as well, the red and the green. Just needs a yellow one in there.
Yeah. No blue ones out there. I think red and green. I don't know. I'm not a boater, but a boater. That's not the right word. I'm not a boatie. That's what they call them, isn't it?
Doesn't sound like. There must be some rule behind. And someone on the show will know. I can guarantee they'll know. What they mean, like stay left of green or stay.
Yeah, port and starboard, all that sort of stuff. So.
Yes.
So
very cool.
So that was good fun. So that was just tonight. So a little bit of probably just to shake off the hard working day, went out, relaxed, and it's so cool because you get out there and I don't think about anything but the photos.
Yeah.
No. So
even polarizer filters.
No, polarizers, NDs, putting it on RAW, none of that. Don't even think about it.
Just go out there
anyway. It was good fun.
Yeah, I'm heading out tomorrow morning. I'm heading out with young Jamie for a bit of an adventure. I think he wants to test out his knee. He's had a bit of a dodgy knee and a shoulder operation done before we go to Scotland. So I think he wants to go out and test that out. So we're going to go out and have a bit of a look-see around tomorrow. So same sort of thing. It'll be a nice little switch off. I've got a shite load of work to do before I go away, but I think I need a bit of a shoot for myself, which is nice. So yeah,
you'll get it done, I'm sure. Shall we critique a photo?
Yes, we should. Now, luckily,
can you tell me the name of the photographer?
Yeah, I did. I just looked it up because I didn't know who it was. Hey, hello to Helen Jauncey as well. Helen was the other sister, Kay and Helen, on Flinders Island from Bega. So this photo we're going to critique is from Cameron Harris. So it looks like a great shot. I know Cameron. Do you? Do I know Cameron? I know a Cameron, but
I think Cameron has entered and won one of our competitions in the past, has he not?
He has. That's why the name was familiar.
I think he won the glass competition. How's my memory?
I was going to say, how is your memory?
Okay, so
let's whack it on the screen.
All right.
And I think I went first last time. I think you go first this time. Me go. I don't know.
Okay. I'll go first. Okay. Well, it's somewhere that we were recently, like literally 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. Iconic location. And the thing I love about this spot is how vastly different it can be from season to season and even from time of day, to time of day. Yeah. And it really, really works. It's just a classic. And you've got the elements and righto, let's critique. That's at Cradle Mountain. and I can't see Cradle Mountain. I can't see it. So yeah, straight away it's like, where's the mountain? Oh, it's not there. I get it. You couldn't see it, so that's totally fine.
Are you taking points off because the mountain's not there?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it looks a little bit maybe grainy or noisy, but that could be just the screen. I'm not sure if you can see it better on your screen, Cam. But
it could be just a JPEG as well, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of artifacts there and stuff like that as well. I like the composition with the bough of the tree coming over the top of the boat shed. It's called a boat shed, isn't it? Boat shed.
It is the Dove Lake boat shed. Yes.
Dove Lake boat shed. Yes.
Yes.
I'm not so hot on the snow bottom right. I think that's a bit of an anchor to this photo, and it's a little bit distracting. And to some extent, the lack of detail in the roof, because I know you can just make out on the roof on the left hand side some of the little. A few lines of the
patchwork.
The
patch roof. Yeah,
the patch roof, whatever it's called. So yeah, maybe it's a half a stop overexposed in as far, but I know it's such challenging light to shoot in when it's all fogged out like this. So it's a little bit tricky. Again, I don't know. Also, this composition is quite heavily weighted to the right. The whole thing, and maybe that's because of the lack of the mountain, the famous Cradle Mountain in the distance. But then again, because you can't see that anyway, I'm just not sure on the crop. So I might have lost a bit more off the left and gained a bit more on the right. We talk a lot about trying to keep subjects away from the very edge of your photo, and that tree on the right, although it is not hard up against the edge, it's pushing into that space. So
yeah,
I probably would have just maybe liked to see a little bit more angled to the right. So the whole thing just cropped to the right a little bit more and a bit off from the left-hand side. I mean, as I say, it's an evocative image because a lot of people go there and they know it. And I was there just recently. So I'm very, very jealous that you got it covered in snow like this. So that's one thing I will say. But to that end as well, I'm very inexperienced with shooting in snow. I've barely done it, so I don't know how I'd go faced with snow. But losing detail amongst the snow is always a battle. So I would probably look to try and combat that. But other than that, it's a cool image, and I'm sure that Cameron, who was it? Cameron, yes, I'm sure Cameron.
Yeah, Harris. Yeah.
Cameron Harris. I'm sure it brings back a lot of good memories for him. So I tell you one thing, when I look at the photo, I feel cold. So that's a win.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's all right. I've got nothing else. That's it. So now I think just vaguely you can see the start of the peak out the back left a little bit. You can start to see right on the corner of the peak starting to climb a bit up to Little Horn, which is part of the mountain. So look, in these situations, I've been here 1,000 times in these situations and conditions, and 9 times out of 10 you're not going to see the mountain, or you're going to see very little glimpses of the mountain. What I do know though is this is quite an old photo, because that tree is no longer there. That tree has been removed or chopped down some years ago now, probably a good 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. So this is quite a historic shot in a way, because it's got the tree there. I like what he's tried to do, Cameron, in regards to framing up the hut under the tree. I get that, but I'm with you a bit, Brenz. If this is a 28mm lens, I would have brought it back to 24 just to give a little bit more room to breathe around the edges and maybe get a bit more of that tree in there. Mentioning that you are shooting in snow, it is really tricky to shoot in snow. Sometimes you do need to overexpose a bit to sort of readjust the camera from being a bit shell-shocked from the high key scene. Whether or not you're going to get detail on the top of that roof, you may get some lines and stuff like that, and they may very well be there. It's a quite a low res file, this, so yeah, there may have been some adjustments there. Probably the thing that I think maybe 2 or 3 things that could improve this image for me One, I would like to actually see that water completely smoothed over. So maybe a neutral density, just so the reflection of the hut is a lot more sharper or a lot more prominent. And I would like to actually have seen the shadow detail brought up a bit, because in the hut area, in the boathouse, and also in the leaves, it's just very black and very dark. I'd like to see a little bit of depth in the shadows. But it's cool. Like, it's a classic shot. If you did use a neutral density, having been, like I said, this spot a few times, there's a fair chance that tree was blowing its backside off as the blizzards came through. So using a neutral density might have blurred that tree all the way out together. So, but yeah, I think the major thing for me would be just bringing that composition back a bit to give it a bit of more space to breathe. But yeah, you're right. It makes you feel cold. The tide's in. The tide's. This is a few years ago now, when the lake was full. Because when we were there, it was almost, you can see that rock submerged in the water there.
Yeah.
It was actually further ahead of that, so it's quite low at the moment. But yeah, cool shot. That's a bit of a classic shot. Maybe, yeah, just remember those side of the frames. Just give things a bit of room to breathe. Even if you don't crop it like that later on, at least shoot it like that, so you've got the room to play with in what you do. So yeah, cool. I like it though. Classic spot.
I'm gonna get on a limb. Pardon the pun with the tree being there.
Yeah.
I reckon this is shot on film.
You reckon?
It has a film vibe, whether or not that was intentional, but I think it's shot on film. And there's two reasons. One is the grain. It appears it's either, it can't be snowing because you can't see snow in front of the bough of the tree. So, well, I don't think it's snowing. It's quite grainy. I think it's 400 speed film. And it lacks in dynamic range. So that would suggest possibly that it's film also. So could be. I don't know.
Maybe. I think it might be just an old, like I said, I think this is quite an old photo, but I still think it might be a low res digital. That'd be my guess to it.
We will find out. I'm sure Cam will let us know.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. That's awesome. Cool. Hopefully we didn't tear it apart too much, Cam, but cool shot. We liked it. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sending in. If you want anyone else to send their images in, you can send an email to contact@dsp.com.au, which we can send through your images. We're happy to critique them. There's the address down the bottom. Send them through. We'll critique them. We try not to be too harsh, but look, if you send us something through that we think needs a bit of critiquing more than normal, we'll give it to you. Or if we like it, we'll say we like it as well. That's how it works.
Absolutely. So hit us up at contact@dsps.com.au. A little bit of feedback about last week's episode. Cam was over on Flinders Island, and he informed me that the Wi-Fi wasn't overly flash. So instead of recording a janky, broken up episode from Flinders Island, I decided that I might fly solo for once ever. I don't think I've ever done that before. No, I have actually. I've done it once before on probably our lowest rated episode, and that's another story. And so I went out in the field and basically just sort of walked you guys through what I do when I go and take a photo, which was kind of cool. I enjoyed doing it. Learned a lot doing that. So hopefully there's more of those to come. We'd love your feedback. If you want us to do more of that sort of stuff, we certainly will for you. If you want us to do less of that stuff, we'll do less as well. But I was saying to Cam off air that I might work out a way where I can actually record the camera's screen, which is really just, I think I just do it in movie mode, and then you just record the composition. But I'd also like to have the settings as well. But I'm sure someone technically advanced will let me know on how to do that. Maybe I'll talk to Julie at BFOP and say, hey, how does your Nikon do that? So we might be able to get that happening for you. So again, the feedback was great. We had lots of comments underneath. That was great. Lots of engagement. So really, really cool. So keep an eye out. Both myself and Cam will probably end up doing one at some point.
Well, we have spoke about doing this a bit in the past, and you did a great job getting out there the other day doing that. So I'm thinking maybe even tomorrow when I go out with Jamie, I might even do something. So, and then I'm thinking I might even try and put something together in Scotland and send to you to put out while I'm over there if I don't have reception, which I think I will. But if I can't tune in, or if we want to put something else up there, I might even do a bit of an infield little video from when we're up there with some guests. We might do a bit of how does a Scotland tour look and how does it work, and we might send you guys some footage of that if you'd like to see that as well. So
yeah, I'm sure we'll get no arguments there.
Now I had one question. I had one question about yours.
Yes,
I was watching it the other day, and this is not to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes,
so you're taking photos the other day, and I'm like, how is he doing that without causing that? So the other day you had the screen out and you're doing your jetty and the water flow and stuff like that. And you were using your screen to press the autofocus and shutter. Were you doing about a half a second or a second, I think you were saying, about that way.
Yeah.
Were you worried about movement of you pressing the screen? There's no self-timer or something? Or does the screen give you a self-timer when you press that? So
with Nikon, the touchscreen autofocus gives you about a quarter of a second of delay.
Okay.
Which is okay. I would have probably preferred the full 2 seconds. And if you do turn your self-timer onto 2 seconds, it reverts to that with touchscreen autofocus. And
so you can do it that way too. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's right. The reason I'm a huge proponent of touchscreen autofocus and touch trigger is, well, you saw in the video, like the camera was down here, I'm up here, crouching down to get through a viewfinder. It can be really tricky. I mean, I think touchscreen autofocus, speaking of innovations with mirrorless, I think touchscreen autofocus is awesome. And I love that most manufacturers have adopted it, actually. I think OM were first to do it. And it was really cool. And I noticed, I think a couple of times on workshops we've done, and people have got OM and you show them touchscreen autofocus, it blows their mind. They're like, what? That's so
until they got a big nose and everywhere they put their camera up to their face and they start focusing in the corners
and taking photos.
I was just watching it. I'm like, oh, he's pressing that. It must have some delay or something like that, because otherwise, to me, I'd be like, oh, that's just going to shake my camera and all that long exposure if it's going to be down the drain.
You also find there's a bit of technique in it as well. You leave your other hand well away from the camera and you literally just sort of grip the screen, and you either do it with your thumb or you just literally tap very gently with your finger. And it's really quite sensitive, actually. And in fact, I noticed it tonight on the Nikon, exactly that. I was like, well, do I need to activate the 2 second self timer here? And I eventually did, mainly because it was a bit breezy there, because it's been bloody windy everywhere. But I got some good feedback about my strap as well, how I was annoyed that it was blowing around in the wind.
Oh yes. There
was a few comments about straps.
Yeah. So with the strap, I just hang on to mine and just hope that I'm not moving. But otherwise, you strap it around like you did, wrap it around and stick it in the tripod somewhere. Yeah.
Well, what I was able to do tonight, because a couple of the shots were at eye level, I was able to hold the strap tight, pull it down, and then press again and grip the tripod as well, and it almost tightens everything up, and it sort of makes it even more rock solid. So that was pretty handy. But someone mentioned black rapid straps that can unclip. Some Total Fool.
See, that's the
some other leather straps that can are custom made on somehow.
Didn't we have a sponsor for them? Whatever that. Jeez,
have you got your strap? I don't have mine yet,
No.
Anyway,
seems funny though, because they're quite confident in putting us on their show, but then anyway, that's just how the cookie crumbles, doesn't it? So
no one listens this far.
No one listens this far. It was good. So I think we can try and do one of those. Like I said, I'll get out and give it a crack and see what I can come up with, and we can do one of those a month or something like that. It sort of helps with the show rolling on, I think. So
absolutely. Look at this, Cam.
What's that thing?
This came out of left field. I had no idea that this was even going to be a thing. But OM System have dropped a 50-200 f2.8 Pro lens.
Amazing.
It's pretty cool. Well, I went to DP Review's website, and they're normally pretty unbiased, and they run ads and stuff. I get that, but the image gallery that they showed was pretty cool. You can get raw files there out of this lens and have a bit of a look-see at them. There was some pretty good stuff in there. But effectively, what OM have delivered to their legions of fans is a 100 to 400 f2.8 weather sealed pro lens, which is quite remarkable. I can't think of any other manufacturer that has a 100 to 400 f2.8 lens. I don't think they exist.
No, they are claiming this is the only one of its kind.
Yep. Well, there you go. So kudos to them, because, we've talked about this, Cam, that we know that OM's system are struggling. They make up, what did we say, 1.4% of all cameras sold.
Small amount, yes.
And slipping. So for them to do this is a feather in their cap, because they're saying, no, we're backing the system. We're backing the people that have bought our system, and we're giving them new lenses. So
yeah.
What more can you ask for? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something about this lens.
Yes.
I'm getting one tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
I bought one. So
sure.
I didn't tell you that, but so no, I was speaking to Mark at DigiDirect, a great supporter of Brendan and I. And I said to Mark, this thing looks pretty good. So I've got the 150 to 400. So that's the big white lens. We're calling this one the little white lens. And if the quality out of this, which from all reports it is the same as that 150 to 400, I looked at this and I thought, gee, a 100 to 400 2.8, the camera without the tripod collar weighs just over a kilo, which is, the lens, which is incredible. So to get something like this to take, so that 150 to 400 I'd take, great lens, but it is a big lens to carry, as you've seen. It's a bit of a thing to take around, where this thing could be a bit better to take traveling. So I spoke to Mark. He gave me a ridiculously good price on it. Where he knows that when I ring up, if he gives me a stupid price, I'm going to buy it, because you just can't say no to it. So, but it's not meant to be released until the end of the month. Now, hopefully this doesn't get my ass kicked. Won't get my ass kicked. Might get his ass kicked. But he rang me today. He goes, that lens, it's here. I said, but it's not due out until the end of the month. He goes, well, it's here. I said, can you send it to me? He goes, well, I don't see an embargo on anything. And he goes, and too bad if there is, it's in the mail. See it tomorrow. So I will have one of these, and I've literally taken my big white lens out of my suitcase to Scotland, and I'll be replacing it with this smaller one to do stuff. But all reports, it looks pretty cool. Great size, great focal range, 2.8. It actually does extremely good macro as well, would you believe? It does 1 to 2 macro, but if you put the 1.4 teleconverter on, it does 1-to-1 macro across the entire focal range, which is unheard of.
Wow, that's bending the laws of physics, isn't it?
It's pretty cool, and it has 7 stops of image stabilization in the lens.
Wow.
So
in the lens, couple that with the in-body stabilizer.
Yeah, I think it's in the lens, but it's ridiculous. So
that is fantastic.
But it's not the only thing I bought this week, Brendan.
Okay, have you got a picture for everyone, or?
No, I don't.
Okay, hang on.
I can get one if you want to fill in for a second.
No.
No. I actually bought a new drone as well.
Fantastic.
So, but I bought the new drone thinking that this new lens wasn't going to come in for another month or so. I was waiting. So now I've just forked out stupid amount of money, which I'm starting to double think about, but
buyer's remorse.
So a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, I've got some things I can put towards gear that I sort of keep aside, but this is sort of tipped over into other things. So we'll see how it goes. There may be a white lens or a drone for sale really quickly in about 2 weeks if I can't afford it.
So which drone did we go for?
I went with the Mavic 4 Pro, but not the Pro bit, the Mavic 4. So
just the Mavic 4. Yeah.
Mavic 4. So I've got the Mavic 2 Pro, and it's a big update, huge update from that to this one. So I still like doing drone stuff as much as it's hard down here in Tassie. But for traveling around, like Scotland, you're allowed to fly drones within regulations. I've registered my drone for Scotland, so I'll take it with me there. Utah, there's some spots around there you're allowed to fly drones. So there is locations you can. But I must admit, I do enjoy those sort of aerial landscape shots that you are able to get. And this looks like it's going to tick a lot of boxes. But as I said, watch this space. There may be a drone or a lens for sale in about a month's time. when I realized that I've overcapitalized too early. So it's been a very stupid spending week here, Brendan. And
that's good.
Yeah.
Take it with you overseas and claim back the GST. Perfect. Just getting back to this.
You know what about going back on that? Sorry, just to claim the GST. You can't do it if you're coming back into the country.
No,
because I'll charge you. They'll charge it when
you're coming back into the country.
Yeah, so I tried to do that last time and it wasn't worth it.
No, you have to declare it. This lens though. So I read somewhere that if you put the 2 times tele on it, you effectively get then 200 to 400.
800.
No, 200 to 800. Crazy at f5.6.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Which is no slouch.
No, but warning to all out there. Yes, I went and bought this thing. Yes, I still like OM system and all that kind of stuff. Do not buy the 2 times teleconverter. You may as well put toothpaste on the front of your lens because it is a very, very, very soft teleconverter.
Right.
So don't buy it. Just the 1.4 is fantastic.
1.4. Yep.
The 2 times teleconverter really softens the images. So then just to confirm, it says this is achievable thanks to our industry-leading 5-axis sync image table, which offers up to 7 stops compensation on compatible. So it's a 7-stop with the camera, not on the lens.
Okay.
Only. Sorry.
Okay. Well, that's
so
good.
Yeah. And I know I've said on the show before that I think OM is slowing down. And like I said, this did come out of left field, and it's not a remake of a Sigma or anything like that. But
no,
it's good. It's good to see they're putting their optical technology to use.
Yeah.
50 to 100 to 400 equivalent 2.8. And yes, there'll be people out there saying, but it's 4/3. It's not really a 2.8. Get a life. It's a 2.8 in most cases. Yeah. So.
No, absolutely. Very, very cool. Should we talk beer donations, Cameron?
Yes.
There we go. It's ticking.
Mel Haddon, as always. Jenny Cooper, working her way back up the top fan leaderboard. But I think Shazbank's got to be in the top 3 as well. So
I think the top 3 are right there. So
I think that's it. But thank you guys for buying beers, and thank you for all those who have bought beers in the past. If you want to donate a beer, you can go to dsps.com.au, click on a beer. You can buy us 1 beer, you can buy us a jug, you can buy us a slab, you can buy us whatever you like, really. You can just send us cash. That's fine. We're happy either way. Yeah.
Yes, cash through the mail always works. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Very good. So you are off to Scotland as this goes to air. So this goes out Friday night, and that's when you're on a plane. So
literally, I leave here at 10 to 5 on Friday.
There you go. So 10 minutes ago, if you caught this when it dropped, Cam is out of here. That's going to be exciting. Question without notice. Do we prepare differently for Scotland? I mean, you've already said you've got a different lens now, and like you're taking different camera stuff, not just because of the limitations of travel, but also, because of the locations you're going to. Have you had to be a bit more picky with your lenses?
It's funny you say that because yes, any trip I go on, I struggle a lot with what camera gear to take. So I find it hard to, and again, it's my own fault because I've bought stupid amounts of cameras and whatever else gear and stuff like that. So what I did the other day, I actually made a list of my different camera systems I have and the weights of them. So to give you an idea, so if I took my Olympus system with like a wide angle lens, that zoom lens, and a standard lens, it's about 3.5 kilos for that all up together. So camera and 3 or 4 lenses is about 3.5 kilos, which is great. If I took my little Leica that I've got, the M11, I could do that with about 4 lenses for 2 kilos and have 60 megapixels, all that kind of jazz. Or if I took the big Leica I've got, that's about the same as the Olympus system. So I look at that and go, right, well, clearly I'm going to take 2 kilos because that means I can take more stuff or whatever. But on that one, I don't have image stabilizer. I don't have much reach past about 90 mil. So I'm limited focal range and limited with, autofocus and low light optical conditions and things like that. So I sort of tick that one off. But yeah, you definitely go through your gear and think, well, what can I take? What can't I take? Where am I going? Cheryl and Jamie, who are on these trips as well, they've both said, what about if you get an Aurora in Scotland? Like, if you got that Leica with no image stabilization and blah, 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 you're not going to be able to do anything unless you've got a tripod, so they're not going to take a tripod. If I take the Olympus, I don't know. I was going to go without a tripod. So it's a to and fro of what to take. It's weight versus practicality, and how we go about it. So you could take two systems. I did that on Flinders Island. I took my big white lens and just the body only for that, and then took my Leica. That was great. And I'm pushing to doing something similar like that in Scotland. But yeah, it's definitely a different plan to local. Locals are like for Tarko and Cradle where we go, just pack the car with all your gear because
that's right.
You don't have to pay for luggage or anything like that. But as soon as you start going overseas and trying to, I guess, anticipate what you're going to see that if you don't have a lens for, you're going to be crappy about. But then today I was talking to Cheryl about gear as well, and I've got like 8 or 9 days off, 8 days in between two tours. And I'm going to use that time to go do my own thing and take some photos. She goes, well, what do you enjoy shooting on more of those systems? I'm like, oh, well, I like sort of shooting on this one. She goes, well, that's the one you probably should take. Because on the workshops, as you know, we don't really take shots for ourselves. We'll take some snaps, and if we get time, we'll set up properly. But most of the time, it's helping customers and stuff like that. But when I get to my own time and I'm exploring either Scotland or the UK, what do I want to be using? So I thought that was really valuable advice, that if, for people that are coming on trips like us, it's easy because they just bring the camera they want to bring and get the shots they want to get. But for people that are running the workshop who don't really have that downtime, it's a tricky one to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Olympus with this new lens as a bit of a wildlife sort of setup. And then I'm just going to take the Leica with that as well, because it's fairly light and works nicely, and I can take lots of stuff for less. So yeah.
But you are going to take a tripod, right?
I wasn't going to, but I probably will.
It's the devil in the deep blue sea, isn't it? You take it, you don't use it. You don't take it, it goes on a holiday and never sees a light of day. But from what I can see on your scouting trip to Scotland, it's a must. It's a must have. You got to have a tripod.
Well, it's funny you say that, because on the scouting trip for Scotland, I don't think I used my tripod more than twice. It was all. So what I'm happy to do these days is I shoot auto ISO on most cameras I have these days, just so I can avoid setting up a tripod for as long as I can. Clearly, if you want to get that movement, like coastal movement in the water or waterfalls or clouds, then you need a tripod to do that. But with the Olympus system, like, I can confidently hold 2 seconds handheld for a waterfall. The other thing I can't do is probably an Aurora or Astro, which takes a few more seconds. But anything else you can hand hold. So tripod, don't need it. Fact is, my tripod is only 1.4 kilos. I may as well just chuck it in and, leave it half a dozen pair of jocks at home instead.
Yeah, exactly. Or your hiking boots. Yeah. Who needs them?
Oh, hiking boots. Yeah.
But the other cool thing about a tour is, full well that push comes to shove, you could probably roll, get someone out of the way from their tripod and just steal theirs.
Totally.
But,
totally.
You're not a small bloke. You could. I mean,
no.
Cheryl, you got Cheryl covered. You could knock her tripod off, no problem.
And I've got Libby. Libby's coming as well. Libby, she generally just chews my ankles most trips. Yeah.
Well, preemptive shout out, because Libby is in my shop tomorrow. So
is she
getting some memory cards, getting a Kodak printer, and getting a couple of canvas prints done. I don't think she's taking those to Scotland, but she's picking up some gear tomorrow. And speaking of shout outs, I had Jen C in my shop on the weekend as well.
Jen C, right?
Jen C. I think that was on Friday.
She's a long way from home.
She came over and did a photography workshop with Louise Sedgman in.
Yes, I did see the photos from that. There's some really cool photos coming out of that. So
exactly. So she was at that. So that was pretty cool. But yes, preemptive shout out to Libby, who's going to be in the shop tomorrow.
Yeah, Libby's a champ. She's good fun. Kaya, her daughter's coming as well. We've got a really great couple of groups of people coming on this Scotland one. So. Probably the hardest thing, again, talking camera gear is hard, but probably my major stress on those things, as you would know, is just making sure it all goes off without a hitch.
Of course,
all the accommodation and all that sort of stuff, food. Right. So yeah, that's probably my main thing. And then if I get some nice photos out of it at the end, then so be it. But
I'm very confident that it will be totally awesome. You're going to get some great locations. You're going to get some great light. You're going to get some awesome photos. I actually look forward to. Hopefully, we can record a couple of episodes from on location. That'd be pretty mint. So we should be. I'll get up at 2 a.m. for you, mate. You know that.
Yes, I know. Well, it shouldn't have to. I think we can do it during a normal time. So,
that's okay then. It'll just be morning for you, and that'll work well.
Yeah. So, like I said, even if I pre-record a few things and send you stuff like that, and we can put it together that way. But it's going to be a big couple of months for me, and I apologize in advance if I'm a bit lackluster on this show, because I will be Scotland for 4 or 5 weeks, and then Utah for 2 weeks, and then Kakadu. But hopefully what I can do is bring some footage and some enjoyment from our trips to you guys in your lounge rooms or in your ears.
Absolutely.
And meanwhile,
and if you can't, well, hey, I do the solo thing these days. That's fine. We've got
yeah. You've got it all sorted. So
I might even try and throw a couple of fresh interviews in as well. So we'll see how we go with that. But
right, sounds good.
Can you not put funny comments in the thing while I'm trying to be serious, please? It's just very distracting.
All right. Is that in that last section, was it?
Yeah. Yes. Can you not do that?
Now you know how it was when you send me messages on workshops.
This is true. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's the podcast. Have a great time, Cam, over in Scotland, and
thank you.
We look forward to checking in with you while you're over there and seeing some cool photos. And also, hopefully, you can chuck the camera in the face of a couple of participants as well, and they can give us a bit of a backstory too. That'd be cool.
Well, if you're listening from the UK, which I know we do have some listeners, hopefully they listen this far. If you're in the UK, what really?
No,
if you're in the UK and you're going to be around in the next month or so, Scotland, or I'm thinking sort of the northern part of England, shoot us a message at contact@dsp.com.au. And who knows, maybe I'll come up, catch up and have a beer with you guys or something like that if I'm there, or you might have some tips on where I can go, which are really cool places. But shoot us an email, and if I'm able to, I'm happy to catch up and do a live cross with a live studio audience, maybe of one person.
We can do that. Me and Jonesy will tune in.
Speaking of footy, how's the footy team going?
We've got a new coach.
We've got a preliminary final.
I know, and you'll be taking off as that happens.
Yeah,
you couldn't have. Come on, mate.
What time does the footy finish here? About 10 o'clock?
Something like that.
I reckon I'll land with like 10 minutes left. Maybe what I'll do.
Hang on, isn't your prelim Friday night?
Yep.
Aren't you leaving at 5 o'clock? How's your flight only 2 hours?
No, their time. So
right.
So it's 4 hours flying, 4 and a bit, almost 5 hours flying. So if I'm leaving at 5, I get there at 10 o'clock our time,
right?
8 o'clock their time. But what I'm going to do, and I'll ask you now, I'm going to probably not look at anything and see if I can go back to the hotel room and watch it without knowing anything.
Okay, I will go radio silence. I will not message you anything unless you've got in-plane Wi-Fi. That would be
well. Cool. If I do, then I'll send you a message from 30,000 feet above. God knows where.
Hopefully, you're in a grand final.
Yeah, which means I have to get up at 5 a.m. in Scotland to watch it somewhere.
I know a couple of people that are going to be in New York when their team is probably playing in a grand final, so that's going to be tough as well.
Right.
Anyway, no one listens this far. That's it. We still on air. That's it. That's the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 178 of the Down South Photo Show. We'll see you for episode 179 in the very near future. Say goodbye, Cameron.
Goodbye, Cameron. See you all when I see you.
Bye.